Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And, of course, Jaylen Brown. And it's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Timberwolves jersey.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. And, Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Right side, Billups. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Pass to Reed. Back to Billups. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he banks in the layup.
Continuously working in close. Billups earning that bucket.
Outside Irving. Here's Bowen. He's covered by Brown. Dallas moving it around. Here's Davis. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
And Davis shoots a high percentage because he's so adept at playing to his strengths.
Outside Edwards. Pass to Reed. Launches it. Mavericks with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
You see the offensive force that is Kyrie Irving. Sometimes it's a scoring. Right there, it's just passing.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jason Kidd and I talked a few minutes ago, and we talked about the tall task of facing Anthony Edwards. Coach said he is so physical. Ant looks more like a linebacker than a wing, so we can't foul Edwards too much. That's playing right into his hands. So they'll try to play him tight without sending him to the line. Not easy to do. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And Billups gets it to go.
I I just love the determination on that backboard, coming out of the gates really, really strong.
Yeah, we're seeing some early signs that he is on his game. That putback's a good illustration of the work he's ready to put in tonight.
Here's Irving following the basket by Chauncey Billups. Down low, and it's Davis with the jam.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at hunting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
They never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
The work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
Now here's Irving. Hasn't made one yet. Pass to Davis. Reed with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 7. And Billups gets it to go. Billups has got 6 points.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
However you feel about Kyrie Irving, you cannot deny, Doris, he is an elite player still.
Kevin, there are many who consider Kyrie Irving to be the greatest finishing guard in the history of the game. I mean, left hand, right hand, a little bit of English and polish, big shot maker. And what I love for Kyrie Irving right now is he seems content and happy.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota had, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run. And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
But if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Chris, good, and the assist goes to Irving. 5 points in the game.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work. Well, just a little too physical out there right now. That's already his second foul.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
No good on the quick three. Christie can't make it. Minnesota leading by 6. High post, Gobert. Puts it up from 7. The Mavericks pull it in. Here's Gafford. Gobert with the block. And so it's Minnesota with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside. And it's
17.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
Gobert, the screen. DiVincenzo. And the rejection by Gafford.
Boy, you see the great timing of Daniel Gafford on the defensive end.
Up and in on the layup. Gafford's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Mavs. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Deflected by Gafford. Here's Dinwiddie. Nice defense from Billups. Timberwolves leading by 4. And now...
My goodness, a little athleticism, a little extra on it, Mr. Gobert.
Over in the corner, Washington. Stolen by McDaniels. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Now, here's DiVincenzo. Nothing on the board. Here's Billups. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Out here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Gafford, high post. And Gafford throws it down.
Daniel Gafford is a vertical threat at the cup. Look out below.
And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's foul number 2 for him.
2 fouls already on him. That is not the way to get your minutes per game up.
Here's DiVincenzo. Dinwiddie with the rebound.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. Got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Blocked again.
Boy, whenever Gobert is out there, he will make you think about shooting near the rim. This guy's such a good shot blocker.
Pass to Shannon. Here's the 3. Nailed from three-point land.
3 points.
Shannon's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Minnesota.
They're contesting shots and have also come up with some significant blocks, putting a little doubt into the minds of the opposing shooters.
I think the other thing they're doing is they're wearing out the opponent in transition, exploding up the floor for easy chances.
Minnesota leading by 6. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them, but not last year as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you've got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Outside Irving. Pass to Christie. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Christie's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, that pass is a product of Kyrie Irving's great instincts. He's got a terrific mind for the game.
Here's DiVincenzo. And stolen by Eason. Here's Davis. Driving inside. And he uses the glass on the layup. Now it's just a 3-point Minnesota lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range. I'll bet even they didn't think the pick would work that well.
No. And they get the major league dunk out of it, too.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
The foul couldn't hold Davis down. His scoring ability is just that strong.
The Mavericks have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
And finished off by Davis.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. .34 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Christie. Pass to Eason. On the wing, Irving. And here is Williams. And finished off by Davis.
Oh, great effort on the boards. AD playing hard.
And Chauncey Billups gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Both teams deciding to change it up. "12 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Irving. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
This guy a tough cover for any defender. Creative and assertive scoring the ball.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Here's Billups. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. The Timberwolves shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
2 shots.
And Chauncey Billups drops them both. Williams for three. A three-pointer is right on target. Williams has got the lead up to 6 now for the Mavs. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for Dallas. What a quarter that saw them generate a great comeback effort and are now out in front with momentum behind them. Back right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And Billups, here we go. A special move before the shot. Billups has got the first basket of the third quarter for Minnesota. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Mavs.
Kyrie may be the best finishing guard in the history of the game. His ability to contort his body or spin the basketball, ridiculous.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. The Mavericks at last season's trade deadline added length by acquiring Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington. Coach Jason Kidd says they help on both ends. Gafford has the ability to roll, has great hands. P.J. can put the ball on the floor and guard 1 through 5. And defensively, they both bring physicality. Kevin?
David, there is an argument to be made. That was one of the best trades at midseason this league has seen in a very long time. And here comes the break. Here's Bowen. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. It's stolen by Eason. Here's Davis. In close, he hits it. And it's a 10-point Maverick lead.
And with all the different things he does, you expect AD to put up points every night. He's a lot to handle.
A nice shot by McDaniel.
Off and running right out the bat here to start the second half.
And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Here's Eason. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Mavericks have yet missed a free throw, 5 for 5. And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. That free throw good from Eason. Here is Edwards. 11 points in the game. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Pass to McDaniels. And the three off target. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Mavericks. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. To the right side. Takes a three. DiVincenzo with the rebound. To the paint. And stolen by Irving. Break Dallas. Bowen, good. Bowen's got his first basket of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's Edwards. Just 5 on the clock.
2 minutes.
Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Pass to Bowen. Now here's Irving. And he's good on the 3-ball. Irving's got 10 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. On the wing, DiVincenzo. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Listen, at just over 7 feet, we know Gobert's going to be terrific on the glass.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Here's Gafford. Back to Exum. Clock at 6. Gobert with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trailed by 13. And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart. Can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
Substitution on the court.
Mr. Gobert. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And it's good for 2. He's got 6. 50 seconds left to play here in the third. Mavericks leading by 11. Screen by Gafford. Here's Exum. Left side Williams. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Gafford. Pass to Exum. Off target with his 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
How about Gobert with the find? On time and on target. Nicely done, Rudy.
Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
Inside, Brown. Can't cash in from close range.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Mavericks leading by 9. Outside Irving. To the inside. The kick out to Williams. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Timberwolves trail by 9. DiVincenzo with it. Screen by McDaniel. Back to DiVincenzo. Pass to Shannon. 5 to shoot. And it's blocked.
Just stellar defense from Derek Lively. Uses that length to send it back.
On the wing, Irving. Shoots over ground. Lively's shot is off. And the Timberwolves with possession. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. And Jason Kidd is called timeout. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Jason Kidd going over the plan with his team for the last few minutes. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. We have to play like we're tied. They want their team to sustain that level of effort. See how it works out. Kevin?
All right, thank you, David.
Boy, the quickness of Jaylen Brown on the drive. He makes it happen in an instant.
Outside Irving. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. He's all alone.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Pass to McDaniels. Brown right side. Reed with it.
And they've gone ice cold from the outside as they're trying to cut into this deficit. The three-point percentage much worse this half than it was in the first.
Fires for three. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Naz Reid, aware that ball hits my hands, I've got to be ready to rise and fire.
Outside Irving. DiVincenzo with the rebound.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Brown outside. And the foul on Tari Eason. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Going inside.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Boy, and not just the aggression, the ability to get to the rim, but how about the finish with intention? Oh.
And it's Davis finishing it off.
Stepping up, Davis is a fantastic option late. If you know with that height and skill set, he's going to get a good look.
Here he goes. To the middle. Here's...
You got to be kidding.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. And rejection by McDaniels. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Inside to tie it up. And the layup is up and in. McDaniels got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels with a very good sense for when he should look to score it, especially in the painted area.
Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
You can see he just has a great overall feel for this game. Excellent job tonight.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. The trade. They grab their own miss.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same. And largely a no-show right here.
Timberwolves on offense. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Here's DiVincenzo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
To the paint. Here's McDaniels. Pass to Reed. Here's Shannon. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. and they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Second team.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Boy, it doesn't get much bigger than that. A perfect trip to the line to give them the critical 3-point cushion. What poise.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
Minnesota making a switch. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Brown from outside the arc. Count it! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
To me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
And we've got a timeout called by Jason Kidd. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Here's Irving. Pass to Bowen. Back to Irving. Lets it go from deep. Bullseye! And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Boy, not on the same page there. And in a possession ball game, that's a big mistake.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Clark for three. Right between the eyes. A tremendous three to tie it up.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open three.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. Here we go. Outside, Davis. In the corner, it's Eason. Off target from three-point range.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Brown deciding where to go with it. Pass to Reed. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Reed with it to take the lead. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Oh, easy 2 points from Bowen. You don't need a ton of offense from Bruce. He makes his impact defensively.
Here's Brown. That one falls. Brown's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves.
really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
And the dunk by Brown.
This guy's so dangerous on the drive, and if Brown has an opportunity to finish strong, there's going to be no doubt.
And it's Davis with the jam.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. But 90 seconds off the clock here in the extra period. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Traps in the tray. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Back to Eason. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. Off target from the baseline.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
There's Brown with the 3. Here's Gobert. Second chance shot. And Davis pulls it down. 52 seconds left in overtime. Pass to Eason. Down low. Good. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Go get it, big fella. A basket they needed desperately, and Davis delivers in the clutch.
Takes it inside. Back to DiVincenzo. And here's Brown. Money!
Yeah, if you're going to be a franchise guy, you've got to want the ball in these clutch moments. Jaylen Brown doing work.
The 3 from Davis. It drops. And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer. That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
Guys, more than a roar, more like an explosion.
Now Brown to win the game. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Now we're headed to overtime number 2. And as we play on into another overtime, you know these teams must be wearing down. It's become a battle of attrition. Here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. Lets it go from the wing. The offensive rebound. Brown uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Clark right side. Here's Reed. Here's McDaniels. Back to Clark. Just 5 to shoot. With some arc. Here's Reed. And the rejection by Gafford. Dallas moving it around. And Gafford throws it down.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
And here is DiVincenzo. Pass to Reed. And stolen by Williams. Tipped away. Clark into the lane. To the inside. And the wide open shot from DiVincenzo. Sinks the three-pointer. DiVincenzo's got 6 in the quarter.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. Brown. Puts up a three. Mavericks with the rebound. Inside, shot clock at 6.
Rudy Gobert is so competitive, doesn't want to let a big moment go by. Nicely done.
And Jason Kidd is called timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game, and he wants to be prepared. The Timberwolves making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
Here's Christie. It's good! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
No defender within 5 feet of him, just inviting him to shoot the three. That's a dangerous proposition.
Clark for 3, and Davis pulls it down. From 14, stolen by McDaniels, and now Minnesota on the fast break. Clark right side. Yes!
And what a huge sequence that could be.
Wow, a play that might come to define this game.
If anyone wants to know where the momentum turned, that may have been it right there.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Dallas, no good that time either. And so Minnesota takes the win. The double overtime game can really take its toll on the players, and after this one, the officials, the fans, everyone's going to have to take a needed rest.
No doubt. I mean, when you have to dig that deep and play with